Hi everyone, thank you so much for joining me on this presentation. So my name is Valentina Mascoro, as you already know. My partner in crime was Sarah, but unfortunately she lives in Texas. She did record it, but I had a hard time downloading the PowerPoint with all the voice and the amount of data that is used. But we worked together on this collaborative action research study, and our focus, our title is Impact of Character Education in Math Achievement. So the statement, the problem was, as you know, Los Baños Junior High, we are using the PBIS model, and we are focusing on responsible, respectful, and safe in terms of our PBIS. And although I have seen a lot of positive changes in terms of academic results, I think that they have been stagnated. According to the California School Dashboard, in 2017, our ELA scores were 48.6 points below standard, and the math was 94.6 points below standard. And then in 2018, the ELA increased by a little bit more than 1 point, and the math actually decreased by a little bit more than, or close to 5 points. The purpose of the study is to analyze and explore the impact of character education lessons on 7th and 8th grade students' mathematics achievement. So the objective was to determine the effects of character education on students who received character education lessons. The research questions, our primary research question was, what impact do character education lessons have on 7th and 8th grade students' mathematics achievement? And then our two secondary questions were, what are the students' perception of character education lessons? And how do character education lessons impact high and low achieving students? Prior to doing this, of course, we read a lot. And so, what is character education? And Dr. Lacona, which is the most famous for character education lessons, states that character education is the deliberate effort to develop virtues that are good for the individual and good for society. And then another one that Dr. Berkowitz, effective character education is not adding a program or set of programs to a school, rather it is a transformation of the culture and life of the school. Based on our literature review, McWhorter says that the norms for behavior change within a classroom or a school, the child's environment is significantly affected. And also Brooks and Kant state that if the character education program is well implemented, it can improve the student conduct and enrich their educational environment. And many researchers stated that academic achievement is one of the many positive outcomes from research-based, well-developed character education programs. So what did we do? Well, first we wanted to come up with character education lessons and what character traits should we focus on. So not only did we use our PBIS, respect, responsibility, and safety, we also used the mathematical practices, being persevere and being precise. And then we did a survey with parents, students, and teachers. And believe it or not, the kids chose kindness as their main one. So kindness, and then we added integrity, honesty, courage, and gratefulness based on those results from the survey. After this, we developed and taught these 10 lessons based on the character traits, and I do have the lessons. Now, before giving out the lessons, I collected the math scores for the students, and then after the lessons, I also collected their math percentage grade for their class. Then we gave the lessons, and then at the end of after they got all the lessons, we developed a student survey to get their input on the character education lessons. We collected and analyzed the data, and these are the results. So for our research question number 1, what impact do character education lessons have on 7th and 8th grade students' mathematics achievement? We tested it with all the MESA students, but based on, because the parents have to consent and the students have to consent, we had only 38 students that turned in all the paperwork at the time that we needed it. So out of those 38 students prior to the lessons, they had an average of 89.86% in the class. After the lessons, they had a 92.15%. This was a difference of 3.34. I don't know if I should input my thoughts, but I was surprised because I didn't expect, like in 2 weeks, to have this change. We also gave out a survey for the students, and so we asked them, like, how did it affect them? And most of them said, I'm kinder, I'm nicer, I am, I do my homework now, I focus, I improve my character, etc. So we looked at those, and 8 students said that it had no effect, and then 27 stated that positive effect. We only had 35 students because 8 of those students made it to regionals, and so they were working on their projects, so they didn't get to see these lessons. The research question number 2, how do character education lessons affect high and low performing students? So the way we developed this one was I looked at all the kids that were low based on the CAS score. So whoever were the lowest ones, below standard or near standard. So we had 10 of those, and then we went to the highest, whoever got the highest, and we also selected 10 so that it would be fair, 10 and 10. For the high students, prior to the lessons, they had a 92.29%. After the lessons, they had a 92.11%. So they actually dropped 1.18%. My low students, they started with a 81.55%, and they increased to 90.319%. And they had a positive growth of 8.86%. And these are the average scores for that. So you can see these were above standard, exceeded standard. These were below standard or near standard. And so we only had 20 students participating in that one. Our last question was, what are the students' perception of character education lessons? So on the survey, we made these statements. I felt more focused in math after the character education lessons. I like learning the character education lessons. The character education lessons impacted me greatly. I improved my character education after the character lessons. They could select highly agree, neutral, disagree, or highly disagree. And so highly agree was a 5, and then all the way to a 0 or a 1. This was the average for the first question, 3.37, a little bit higher than neutral, so they have a tendency to agree. The range was 4, so we did have some students going from, highly agree to highly disagree. And then this one, I like learning the character education lessons. We have a little bit higher, like I said, 3.69. Most of the kids said, that they did agree and they liked it, and we did a lot of things in each lesson. The next one was a 3.4, again with the range all the way from highly disagree to highly agree. This one, I improved my character after the character lesson. We had a 3.67, and the range was lower. We didn't have anybody who highly disagreed. So the number of students was 35 on this one. And so our conclusions, based on our research study, we conclude that students who learn character education lessons improve their math grade. And as you noticed, based on the results, low achieving students improve their math grade more than high achieving students. And then most of the students liked learning about character education lessons, and they felt that they improved their character. And then character education lessons has a positive effect on our students. Of course, the study was only done 3 weeks because we didn't have that much time. So our recommendations is to spend a little bit longer, a longitudinal study. Also increase the number of students. Like I said, all the MESA we did it with all the MESA students, but only 38 was our focus based on the parents submitting all the paperwork. So increasing the numbers, and then increasing the numbers of the different groups. So, I know you're gonna say, well, it was just done with the MESA students, but then I can do it next year slowly and include all the other students. So we just want to leave you with this quote from Gandhi: your beliefs become your thoughts, Your thoughts become your words become your actions become your habits become your values, and your values become your destiny. And I want the kids to have a good destiny, so great destiny, I want great values, great habits, great actions, great words, great thoughts, and great beliefs. Thank you so much. So questions, I need questions from you guys.
What were you teaching in the lessons? Just kind of like a basic overview for the character traits.
I have all the lessons already, so I do plan to share them. We started off, we did videos, we explained what the trait was, we practiced some of the things. How do you practice respect? What are some of the things that you do? The kids actually, like for one of the lessons, they went out and recorded a video of them demonstrating the trait. One of the teachers, Ofuno, gave me a good strategy. It's like, how does it look? How does it sound? You know, with the LD strategies and GLAD strategies. So it was very different than teaching the math class. We wanted to make it fun for the kids, and so they did some of them. They did PowerPoint presentations, just different activities, but they are available for you guys.
Oh, cool.
Okay. Any other questions? Please ask.
I'm trying to think of something good.
You might have covered this, but how many lessons, how many class periods did you do?
So at the beginning of the year, because we had that, the PBIS, I had already taught them safety, responsibility, and respect. So then we put the responsibility and respect together, just kind of like as a review. And then we did spend a little bit more time on safety, especially with internet access and just giving out all this information. So that's what we focused on. So it took us 9 days. 9 days with everything, because we combined these, the
was
two.
It during class or was it after school?
No, it was during class. So I mean, it was done during the MESA periods. So it was during 5th and 6th. But I already have, I'm thinking of maybe in the beginning of the year, we do it, before we get our Chromebooks and all that, maybe, that 1 week we focus on just teaching a week, at least, some of these. I was surprised that the kids chose kindness. You know how we often say that they're not as kind to each other, but they came up with that, So.
They know they're not that good.
Yeah.
And they know they know they're not.
Well, not just them, but the world.
Others,
Yeah.
And it was nice, after, they're they said that they were gonna tell you good morning. I don't know if they
Did that happen?
Maybe.
I forced mine to, so.
And that, well, even the few, and the few days after, they were really nice to each other, they were helping each other, and if we continue just spread it a little bit throughout the year, I think it's gonna make a huge difference. Okay, anything else?
So you take next year's 8th graders or 7th graders this year and check with them, see if you wanted to see how long they really go? Okay.
So what we, and what we're hoping, now with the leadership team also, if we can develop that, that monthly thing where we focus on just one of the character traits, that would be awesome. Thank you so much. Now I'm gonna turn it off. And
Good
I did it in 15 minutes.